Hey everybody, it's Ginger on Wheels here again, reporting with the Cobble Wolf King. This is an amazing electric scooter from Voro Motors, and it's got two 1500 watt motors, one in each wheel, and a 72 volt 28 amp hour battery. But the real question a lot of people want to know when they buy this scooter is how far does it actually go on one full charge? So we're going to test that today. I'm a big guy, I'm like 230 pounds with my gear by now. Thank you, coronavirus. And we're going to be going along a nice little trail. I'm going to keep the speed around 20 miles an hour, and we're going to see how far this scooter actually goes on one full charge. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's roll the intro and get started. All right, time to get started. Welcome to the range test. We're gonna be cruising today in speed 2 or speed 1, but I've got the P9 battery saver mode on max, and I've also got my power output limited to around 60%. And I think 20 to 25 miles an hour is a reasonable cruising speed for the Wolf Warrior since it goes so fast, top speed. I'll try and keep it around 20, 25 miles an hour, and we'll just see how far this thing can actually go on one full charge. Couple of things I want to say about the scooter before we get really started is that one, last night I was doing the top speed testing. I was racing it against the Wolf Warrior 11 Plus, and I went to hit the brakes and I had the regen braking on the setting 3, and I felt the regen brakes kick in really hard, and they were working for about 2 or 3 seconds, and then all of a sudden the regen brakes turned off, and it really threw me off. I wasn't expecting it at all, but now they don't work at all. So I think I blew the regen braking ability on the controllers, which is a big bummer, but heads up to anyone using the regen braking, don't do it with a full battery, or if you're like a really big guy, maybe just keep it on setting 1 or 2. Don't put it on the really strong settings because you can blow the controllers. But heads up there. So I can't use the regen braking on this range test, long story short. One other thing I want to say is that I've been hearing a clicking noise coming from the front suspension, and I contacted Voro Motors about it this morning, but no word back yet. I didn't use their live chat feature on the site, I just shot them an email. But I'm curious to see what they say. I don't have that on my regular Wolf Warrior, but it might just be a warranty issue, who knows. Worth mentioning though. That's why you guys watch Ginger on Wheels, right? Okay, so I'll post my P settings on the screen, but I have them optimized for battery saving abilities. Like there's a battery saver mode on the iThrottle controller here, and you can turn that on to max. And I've got the power output limited to 60% and the acceleration turned to what I think is down. If you read a lot of resources online, they'll tell you that the acceleration 5 is the fastest and 0 is the slowest, and they recommend you leave it on 5 just so you have the fastest scooter. But I found that 0 is the slowest on this scooter. It was like 3 or 4 miles an hour faster on my top speed test, so I don't know what's going on there, or if it just maybe it affects only acceleration from a dead stop, who knows. Anyway, I'm doing that thing where I talk way too much, so I'm just gonna put the thing on a time lapse for you and turn on a cool song. You guys can pretend you're riding along in the Wolf King with me, and we can just go on a nice little ride down by the river. Sound good? I'll tune in about 20 miles or so when things start to get interesting and I start to get downtown and the Wolf Warrior starts to get hungry for battery.
See
All right, you guys, taking a little break here. It's been about 11.5 miles and I've got 80 volts left on the scooter. I want to take a little break and talk about comfort. The Cobble Wolf Warrior King and the regular Wolf Warrior, they have the same chassis. But the bars, for me, I'm about 6'1.5", maybe 6'2" with shoes on. And for me, the bars are about as low as they can comfortably go before it starts getting like dangerous or uncomfortable. So if you're any taller than 6'2", I wouldn't consider this scooter. Unless you're like gonna just be exclusively off-roading, because when you're off-roading, you crouch down a lot anyways. But for me, the scooter fits fine. I've got really big feet, size 13 feet, and the deck is, again, just right about at the threshold of as small as it could be before it's, I wouldn't consider it luxurious anymore. So right now it's luxurious, I would consider it. It has lots of room and it has that foot plate in the back for your feet, but any smaller and it would be, you'd have to like choose your foot positioning. But as it stands right now, I can just like casually stand on it however I want. Hands, I don't like the grips on these, but they do work. I'm not like getting blisters on my hands or anything, but I do have some grips that I'll link in the description. They're called Wolf grips, which is kind of cool, but they feel a lot more comfortable than these ones. They're nice big squishy grips and they fit on the bars really nice. So like I said, I'll link those below. But I'm gonna get started on the range test again. All right, so I decided to pick up the pace a little bit. I'm gonna lock the speed closer to like 22, 23 miles an hour. And I can tell you from experience cycling that the difference between 17 and 21 miles an hour takes a lot more effort. Here we go. So you can see the speedometer on the scooter, or maybe you can't. But the speedometer on the scooter very closely matches the speedometer on my actual speedometer, the phone. That's because I have the tire size adjusted to 10.5. And the advertised tire size on the Wolf Warrior is 11 inches, but if you have the tire size set at 11 inches in the P settings, then the speedometer isn't accurate. So that's really annoying, right? So I went ahead and decreased the tire size. These are some really tough conditions though. It's pretty overcast. The air is really thick, if that makes sense. It's really dense. It's humid. And there's a little bit of a headwind. I'm wearing my thick coat, so I'm kind of acting like a big parachute in a sense. But if I were seated, I'd probably get like 5 more miles of range, or maybe even more. But when you're standing, the heavier you are and the more drag you create, that's really the only resistance against the scooter. So if you can eliminate more weight or eliminate your drag, that's gonna help your range and your speed tremendously. And one of the biggest things you can do on a scooter without even having to change anything really to decrease the drag and increase your speed and range is to pump up your tires. If your tires are closer to the max advertised PSI, then you'll get better mileage and faster. Just FYI. Okay, I'll shut up now and you guys can just kind of get some ASMR of scooter riding. How's that sound? Cool, we got the cruise control locked on 20 miles an hour. This is perfect. So we're about 22 miles into the trip and we've got 73.6 volts left, which roughly translates to 55% battery. right, checking in again. We got 73 volts left on the scooter and we have gone 26 miles and feeling pretty good. It seems like the scooter's feeling pretty good. This is like perfect weather right now. I think it's probably about 65 degrees, maybe 63, but I'm loving this. This is a perfect ride. Oh, gosh, I hate that. It's that time of year when you fly into big swarms of bugs. It just sounds like someone throws shaved ice right at your helmet. All in my eyes. Come on. In case you're wondering, that's the University of Washington Stadium, the Husky Stadium over there. So you know what I can do? I can go across this little bridge. Make the trip a little easier on myself. Looking at, let's see, 71 volts left, about 47% battery, and I've probably gone 29 miles. Sounds pretty cool, right? Getting nice and aerodynamic for this one. Nice little downhill section, just rolling at 25 miles an hour. Looks like the resting battery voltage is 40% left, which 71 volts. Wow, look how nice this is. This is like something out of a magazine. I hate to wake up this little duck. Sorry, ducky. Wow. This is a good photo op, right? So we've gone 33 miles and we have 71 volts left. Alright, when I'm at my cruising speed of around 15 to 20 miles an hour, my battery is down to 9%. So we're definitely getting down there. I think I'm probably at about 36 or 37 miles. Yeah, we're at 8% battery right now, moving 18 miles an hour. Got the GoPro on for evidence when this thing dies. For the record, we've gone 40 miles. In a mix of dual and single mode against some pretty strong headwinds at times. Cruising pretty quick. Nice, probably 20 mile an hour average clip. 25 at some times, 18-ish other times. But never moving slower than that, really. Maybe 15 when I'm talking. Yeah, our battery percent, we're down to 6% battery right now. Keep a close eye. Should we do some power slides? Nice. One more. Okay, sorry, Voro. I'll stop. All right, ladies and germs, slight update. We are about 42 miles into the trip, and the scooter speedometer has the battery gauge on it. It's flashing 0%, and it's been doing that for a few miles. But I can tell you, even if the scooter died now, I'm sure that this scooter is more efficient with the battery than the Wolf Warrior 11 Plus. I don't know how, if it's the BMS or if it's like the way the battery's configured into 72 volts maybe, or the motor's maybe more efficient, but at the end of the day, this scooter is more efficient with battery. For the Wolf Warrior 11 Plus, which I got 46 miles on, and then this scooter, which was average speed probably about 70% faster, and we're 42 miles into the trip and it's still not dead yet. Flashing, granted, but not dead yet. So I just want to stop before the scooter officially dies, reminisce about the range test we just finished, and then wait for the scooter to die. It's going to be probably about 5-10 minutes from now, so I can't say I'm not excited. And I don't know why the scooter's not dying, what the low voltage cutoff is supposed to be, but I'm down to 58 volts, still not cutting off. We're down to 57.4 volts. Oh, there, oh, wow, okay. We got a low voltage cutoff there. The throttle stopped working, and now it's working again. Normally, to get the scooter to turn back on after a low voltage cutoff, you have to plug it back into the charger. But, I mean, cool. I'm not complaining. Free range. I'm free range beef at this point. This is unreal with the whole 0% thing. 58.5 volts, going 14 miles an hour. I'm sure you can see that I have the throttle pinned right now. Where normally I would be going 21 miles an hour in this setting. Come on, little baby scoot. How far is it gonna go? This is crazy. I feel bad stressing it this much. I'm sorry, little wolf. I'll have to plug you in and give you a nice slow charge tonight. Oh yeah. Okay, this scooter. It's starting to remind me of the eMove Cruiser. It's like, gets down to low battery and then just doesn't die. We did get that low voltage cutoff back there. We're down to 56.4 volts and, oh, I spoke too soon. Come on, Scoot. Don't leave me stranded here. No, this was a bad spot. I take it back. Don't die. No, hey, SBM truck. Oh, wait, whoa. The wolf is back alive. Oh, here we go. Okay, I really gotta turn around. There's no way I'm gonna make it back home if I die anywhere near here. I'll be walking. I think when the resting voltage rises back up to like 60.5 volts, the scooter turns back on. But under load, if you keep it under 57 volts for more than a few seconds, it will shut right off. Yep, we're dead now. We're all dead. Voltage 59.9. I think that's probably the BMS cutting off, just calling it for us. All right, you guys, that's it. The range test is complete for the Cabo Wolf Warrior King. The battery is completely dead. The BMS has shut off the scooter and there is no more life. But before I take a minute and relive the route that we just took with the app that I recorded with, which is called Relive, I want to ask a big favor of you guys. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm trying to get it up to 10K. That would mean a lot to me. But like I said, let's go ahead and take a minute and relive the route. See guys, this is the behind the scenes YouTube stuff. Stuff you don't think about. Yeah, every range test, I walk the dang scooter home. If you subscribe for nothing else, subscribe for that. It's the amount of effort that I put in for walking these things home. Gives you a lot of time to reflect on why exactly I like scooters so much, and I really just can't tell you.